Good afternoon, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching, or good morning when this goes out. If you find value in this video, consider liking and subscribing. It does help the channel out a lot. The Northern Ireland Troubles Bill, or the Legacy Act, or however you want to frame it, is going through Parliament and has had its second reading recently. I want to be perfectly frank and perfectly honest with my view on the matter. The Good Friday Agreement, which was achieved in the late 90s, was a perversion. It conceded far too much ground to the terrorists, the IRA, Sinn Féin, gave them legitimacy, and threw the Unionists in Northern Ireland under the bus. This is my opinion, and I think it shouldn't have been agreed because what did the British actually get out of it? Not much. Not much at all. Now, I want to play a quick clip from Jim Allister. He's from the traditional Unionist voice. He's a member of Parliament for North Antrim, I believe. So I want to play this quick video, and then I'll go on to the actual body of the video, which is about the SAS looking to take the government to court, and I don't blame them.
This week I ran out of time in Westminster, so I wasn't able to make my short video report of the week. So I'm doing it this morning in Ballintoy, where I've been attending a constituency coffee morning in the local Orange Hall, which is a magnificent setting, as you can see. Westminster this week was mostly about the Legacy Bill, as they call it, the Northern Ireland Troubles Bill. And there's my first point of dispute. Northern Ireland didn't suffer troubles. That's what you get at a football match. We suffered horrendous, orchestrated, intended insurrection and terrorism.
I completely agree with the phrasing and the wording from Jim Allister here. It wasn't a troubling situation. It was insurrection and it was terrorism. Let's be perfectly clear. The amount of terrorist attacks that we had on the mainland, especially in my area, I remember one in 1993 in Warrington. Nobody in a civilised society should have to deal with that heinous and unspeakable evil.
And this whole bill can't even use the word terrorist. So from the start it's an attempt to sanitise what really happened. And then, of course, it proceeds to deal with our veterans in a quite disgraceful way. So I've already tabled amendments to that, and there'll be much more about that besides. I also had an opportunity this week in Prime Minister's questions to push the Prime Minister about the forgotten victims of Libyan terrorism. Gaddafi supplied tons of synthetics and arms to the IRA. Governments of America, France, Germany, all extracted from Libya compensation for their citizens who were damaged by Gaddafi's terrorism. This government has failed ours, has ignored the issue. So I was very pleased to have the opportunity to push on that issue.
So we'll leave that one there, but I completely support Jim Allister in this particular point. They are terrorists. I will not accept the legitimacy of Sinn Féin in Northern Ireland. As I say, that's just my view. We'll get on to the body of what's going on. This was brought forward by David Davis. He's a Yorkshire MP, he's a Tory, but in my view he's one of the better Tories. He's one of the ones I can tolerate and think he's pretty decent, to be honest. I've always liked him. So we'll bring this up now. A group which represents past and present Special Air Service soldiers is threatening legal action over the government's legislation to deal with the legacy of Northern Ireland troubles. Terrorists. Sir David Davis described the move as unprecedented in the history of the British Army. It is. Think about it from this point of view. How bad must comms and communication between His Majesty's Armed Forces and His Majesty's government be if they feel that the only recourse that they have now is to go to law? Let's just see now. Speaking during Prime Minister's questions, he claimed lawyers were acting for the SAS Regimental Association have sent a pre-action letter to the Secretary of State, Hilary Benn. The Northern Ireland office has been contacted for comments. Labour's legislation, which as part of a framework with the Irish government, will put into place a reformed legacy commission with enhanced powers. The Conservative Party and others are concerned it will lead to more investigations of military veterans. The bill aims to repeal the existing Legacy Act. I've done a video on this recently. It's because the Irish government went to the ECHR and said it was incompatible with the 1998 Human Rights Act. And our government, being good little lapdogs of the EU, decided to roll over and ask, do me harder, daddy, essentially. The bill aims to repeal the existing Legacy Act, which included a conditional immunity clause, later found to be unlawful by Northern Irish courts. That's the first part. Then we go into the second part here. Davis claimed that the Northern Ireland Troubles Bill, which had a second reading in Parliament on Tuesday last week, is affecting the morale of the SAS and its ability to recruit and retain soldiers. Well, why would it? If you think the government's going to sue you and, hold you legally liable for following orders from the chain of command, then what incentive have you got to go into the military? He said that the Prime Minister knows last week 9 4-star generals made it plain the bill is doing harm to the British Army already. The most acute damage is being felt by the Special Air Service, the SAS. As a result, lawyers for the SAS Regimental Association have sent a letter before action to the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland. I know of no precedent for this in the entire history of the British Army, and it reflects how important this is. He went on, Can I make a plea to the Prime Minister? Will he involve himself personally to make sure 60, 70 and 80-year-old soldiers who carried out actions which most of us would view as heroic are not persecuted in the coming years, because now it's a matter of not only of national security but of national honour. Completely agree with David Davis on this. And then finally, Labour said that its legacy plans will include 6 protections for veterans. Sir Keir Starmer told the MPs that the Commission would only go after all cases if there was compelling reasons. He continued, I can thank him for his question and reassure him that the protections he seeks for veterans, because it is an important issue and he's continually rightly raised it. There'll be protection from repeat investigations so that the Commission doesn't go over old ground without compelling reason. He also said there will be protection from cold calling and a protection in old age so that elderly veterans are respected. And those who do contribute to the legacy process will have the right to anonymity, and the right to stay at home and give evidence remotely, and the right to be heard through the Commission. That's just the work we are doing, and I'm happy to discuss it further with him. It's not good enough. It's really not good enough. Now you let me know, do you support our troops? Do you support the soldiers against the government? It seems the government has done all it can to piss off everybody in the country, whether it's students, with hiking tuition fees and giving their students accommodation to dinghy divers, whether it's the pink ladies who are dealing with Operation Scatter to all of these dinghy divers in hotels all over this United Kingdom, whether it's the pensioners who had their winter fuel payment taken away, the soldiers who are getting legal action from the government, or even the farmers who are getting all of their family farms taken off them as well, and employers who are moving their employees offshore because of the VAT increase, and so there's a lot more unemployed. They aren't endearing themselves to anybody. The sooner that this corrupt government goes, the better. Now, if you like this video and you think I'm onto something, give me a like, give me a share, give me a subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.